holidays. This is Jade from the Nourishing Essentials team, and I'm really excited to share with you the making your own holiday gifts using essential oils for this holiday season. I get really excited when people take the initiative and they start making their own gifts and their own cosmetic products and things like that. So it's really fun for me when I see people doing this. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. Thank you for getting on this webinar. I know that it's kind of a busy time of the holiday or the season because it's the holidays. So first off, I like to talk about what is an essential oil, and essential oils are the I like to think of them as the immune system of the plant. So an essential oil can well, a plant can't get up and run away if it's being attacked or if it's being frozen or if the soil is bad. And so somehow it has to create a way that it can survive these sort of conditions. So what it does is it accumulates all of the chemical constituents in a single drop of essential oil. So if you ever take a sprig of peppermint or a sprig of lavender and you run your fingers across it and you smell that, that is actually the essential oil of the plant. So that's a really great example that you've broken open the volatile oil. And every plant has um, 200 to 800 different chemical constituents that it's good for. So this can be monoterpenes, which are really good for the immune system, sequesterpenes, pinols, all kinds of stuff that are really great for the body and for many other things. And also it gives it its aromatic smell as well. So that's one of the really great things about essential oils. And plants are really mysterious because some plants have essential oils and some plants don't. And so it's really important to kind of understand what the essential oil is of the plant. And when you ever hear the word like essential fatty acid, essential oils, essential because it's not something that the body can actually make. So that's kind of where that term comes in. So, why use essential oils? One of the reasons I love essential oils is because they're so safe. And especially if you're using them topically, aromatically, they're really easy on babies. I've used them tons on my daughter Lucy, and she hasn't hardly ever been sick. And if she is sick, I love it because I have a tool in my home that I'm able to use and take care of her. So, that's another reason that I really like the oils. Another thing about the oils is that they're really safe and they're affordable. And so some people, you'll hear them say, oh, essential oils are kind of expensive. But really, the great thing about doTERRA essential oils is that they pay the farmer a livable wage year round. So it's actually a sustainable company that helps it make sustainable for everybody involved. And that's one of the things I love. And really, when you think about the affordability of an essential oil, one drop of lavender is actually only 7 cents at a wholesale rate. And if you ever get cut, or if you're bleeding, or if you get a rash, or if you get a burn, you can use lavender essential oil and it stops that right away. Another great thing about using essential oils is you can tailor your gifts. So last year I bought a lot of people essential oils, a particular one, and I wrote them a little note and explained why I wrote that oil for them. So for example, geranium is kind of the oil of love. So I gave that to one of my best friends and explained why I gave them that oil. And then a little tidbit of like the research of how to use them. And another thing I love about essential oils is they're very versatile. So this is really fun. This is where the fun comes in essential oils, I think. One thing that's really great about essential oils is that you can use them in your cooking, you can use them in your cleaning, you can use them for health elements, you can use them to make perfumes, you can make them for a lot of different reasons. And this is one of my very favorite things about essential oils. And so I just want you to take them and I want you to like kind of imagine, what are things that you could do with your essential oils? Could you use them in your cleaning? Could you use them in your cooking? Can you use them in your cosmetics? Do you see them using on your baby? Do you have certain health elements that you would like to use them for yourself? So just take 1 minute and think about that. Okay, great. Sorry. Okay. So moving on, there's 3 ways you can use essential oils. So one of the first ways you can use them is aromatically. And this is one of my very favorite ways to use them. For example, if I wake up in the morning and I'm not feeling very motivated, I just take some citrus bliss, rub it in my hands, smell it, breathe it in. Elevation is another really great one for that. You can also diffuse them, which is beautiful. doTERRA has a couple beautiful diffusers, which I really like. You can use them to open your airways. So if you have any sort of airway problems, it's a really great way to use it for that as well. Topically is another really great way to use them. I like to put a oil called Intune on the back of my neck when I can't concentrate. It's really great for studying. And I read a research report once that said when you put an essential oil into on the back of your neck, it's actually absorbed up to the brainstem, so it's really great for that. You can also put them on reflexology points on your feet, and you can also there's some studies that have shown that when the oils go on the bottom of your feet, they're in every cell in your body in 30 seconds. When I first heard this, I thought it was really an interesting statistic, but when you think about the body, a microbe can travel from your head to your toes in 2 seconds. And I had a doctor explain to me that what your liver cells do, which are called your hepatocytes, can do in 1 second, it would take 100 days to do that straight. So the body is moving at a fast rate. So when you kind of put things into perspective, it makes sense when your body uses up these oils so quickly and on topically. Another method that you can use for these is internally. So this is always optional, and I tell people that all the time. doTERRA does third-party testing on their oils, which is incredible, to make sure that they're certified pure, so there's no herbicides, pesticides, insecticides, anything like that. And then also make sure that they're therapeutic grade. So this is really important. This is where when you hear the term organic and people are like, oh, the oils aren't organic, even if an oil is organic, it doesn't mean that it has the therapeutic level of the chemical constituents in it that it needs. For example, one thing that happens a lot of times is that, for example, the vetiver of Haiti, they were not getting paid well enough, so they were harvesting it before it was therapeutic grade. And so you're not getting the therapeutic benefits even if something is organic. And believe me, I support organic. So I'm not dissing that. I'm just saying that just because it's organic does not mean that it has a therapeutic grade of the chemical constituents in the oil. Because if you harvest something too soon, you're not going to get the rich depth of that essential oil. You can also take them in capsules under the tongue or in water. So I do this often. I like water in my lemon, excuse me, lemon in my water. And so yeah, there's a lot of research you can look up that as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the gifts. I'm very excited about this, and I want to get started. In case anybody has questions, you can go ahead and click in the chat box and ask questions as we go. So one of the first gifts that I was really excited about when I saw was the candy cane sugar scrub. And you can make a sugar scrub with anything, but I just thought this one was an adorable menu. So on the menu. So what you need is you need 3/4 cup of white sugar. You can also use brown sugar, and you can also make a salt scrub out of this. So if you don't have those things, and you're going to need a 1/2 cup of fractionated coconut oil. You can also use almond oil, grapeseed oil, or olive oil. So it's up to you. And then you take 12 drops of peppermint essential oil, and then skin safe food coloring. So and people get creative with this. You could use some people redden stuff with beet juice. You can kind of get creative with the coloring that you're using in that. So directions, you're going to combine the sugar and the fractionated coconut oil into a bowl, and you're going to divide it into 2 equal parts. So yeah, put it into 2 different bowls, and in one of the bowls you're going to add whatever you're using for the red food dye, and do it to your own specific color, and then you're going to layer the red and white scrub to create a candy cane effect. So I put a picture here, and then as soon as you're done with that, you can kind of tie a ribbon on it, and it's there you go. So that's one gift. See, it's super simple, and it's actually quite affordable. Peppermint essential oil is really great in scrubs because it's cooling, and it's also really refreshing. And it's something that I like to use when I'm having a fever to cool me down as well. So it's a really great product for that. So the next gift that I want to talk about is Fast Fizzle Bath Bombs. So these are really fun to make. So what you're going to need is 1 cup of citric acid. Excuse me for the error, that says 1 cup twice. And then you're going to need 1 cup of baking soda and 1/2 cup of cornstarch. And then you're going to need 1/2 cup of oil, and this could be doTERRA fractionated coconut oil, almond oil, olive oil. And then 8 to 10 drops of your favorite essential oil. And then you're going to need a silicone mold or a saran wrap. And this says right here that citric acid can actually be found at any major supermarkets and you find it in the canning section. So that's where you're going to find this product. So the directions are in a bowl. You're going to place the citric acid, the baking soda, cornstarch, and the oil. not the essential oil, but just whatever oil you decided to use. And you're going to add 8 to 10 drops of essential oils of your choice. And this is where it gets really fun. You can get creative. So here are a couple options. So it's for something relaxing, for something mood boosting, for decongestant. So it depends on what your goal is with the bath bombs. So you're going to mix really well with a spoon and with your hand because you're going to have to crunch it up. So it kind of feels like a soft dough and it's going to have like the consistency of damp sand. And at this point, you can also add food coloring if you want. You can add dried herbs, really pretty. You can add flower petals. I've done calendula petals. I've also done lavender, dried lavender, into the mixture. And if the mixture is too wet, try adding a little bit more baking soda and cornstarch until the consistency is just right. And then put the mixture into a silicone mold and let it start for at least 24 hours before removing it from the mold. If you don't have a silicone mold, you can go ahead and use cupcake liners, or you can use a saran wrap and you can make a ball and wrap it in the saran wrap. And I'll show you a picture of that. So here is kind of the consistency of what you want it to look like. And then you're going to put it in the silicone mold here. Put it any kind of mold you want. You can actually get really creative with these. There's some really cute molds you can get at like Hobby Lobby or any kind of hobby store. Also, soap making stores as well will have really cool dishes and stuff you can mold them into. And then here's the end. So on the plate there, they have the bath bombs in the saran wrap. So you could give them away like that, or you could put them in a container like the other one. So this is just two options of what the bath bombs are going to look. And they're ready once they're completely dry. So make sure they're totally dry. So this is a really adorable gift. My mom, I know, loves bath stuff. I too love anything. And so I'm a total bath mama. So when I see stuff like this, I get really excited. So that's another really great gift, and you can get really creative with that. Like I said, you can add food dye, you can add all different kind of colors. You can also you could make a single bath bomb with a specific essential oil. So let's say you decided to use Balance, and which is an essential oil that is made of all grass roots. So it's really grounding. It's really calming. It's really good for people that are kind of heady and anxious, and their thoughts are always racing. So this is a really good, you could make one with Balance and then you could give them a bottle of Balance as a gift and then kind of write a little note of like what this oil is good for and why, and just make it kind of personalized. So the next gift I want to talk about, gift idea, is whipped body butter. This to me looks incredible and I think I'm going to be making some soon. Um, So again, this is something you can absolutely tailor. You can get your own jar, whatever you want it to look like. You can get a really cute ribbon to put on it. So this is a picture of the things you're going to need. I like visuals, so there you go. And so written out, you're going to need a half a cup of shea butter, a half a cup of cocoa butter, a half a cup of coconut oil, a half a cup of fractionated oil, coconut oil. And just so everybody knows, fractionated coconut oil is just coconut oil. They've broken some of the hydrogen bonds, so now it doesn't go hard. So you can also substitute any oil here that you want. Use olive oil or grapeseed oil or avocado oil. And then this is what they suggest. They suggest 15 drops of grapefruit, which is a really invigorating oil, and 15 drops of wild orange, which again is an invigorating oil. These are both uplifting oils, and they're both really like mood enhancing oils. And then you want a double boiler, and you want a hand or a stand mixer. So then what first thing you're going to do is measure all the butters and oils, not the essential oils, but the oil, into a glass jar. You're going to fill a large skillet saucepan with 1 to 1.5 inches of water. Bring it to a boil, and once it boils, add the glass jar to the center of the saucepan to melt it. So this is that part. They've added it there. And then mix up all the ingredients. Stir every few minutes until all of them are completely mixed. So when you're using cocoa butter, it's really important to remember that it is really hard to get off. So I have a couple tools in my house. I have a little Pyrex measuring glass that I use for all of my kind of do-it-yourself projects. And when you're stirring this stuff, stir with a popsicle stick. That's the best for the cleanup. Once everything is melted, remove from heat and let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes. As desired, you can now add your essential oils. And once the essential oils are added, let it rest in a cool space until it all sets. So now is where let it set, and then you're going to whip it. So you're going to put it in, this is a KitchenAid, some sort of KitchenAid, but you can use a hand mixer also. So once it's chilled, you're going to take it out of the refrigerator, And with a hand mixer or hand stand, no, please don't do a hand stand, I'm making this. With a hand mixer or a stand mixer, start on low and slowly turn the speed higher until it looks like kind of a lotion fluffy consistency, and it takes about 3 to 5 minutes. And here you go. So you're done. Store it in a glass jar and keep it in a cool place. So I think this is a really fun gift. Everybody likes body butter. Wonderful. So the next gift we're going to talk about is coconut salt scrubs. And I love salt scrubs. I love Epsom salt scrubs. This one, they're using Himalayan sea salt, but you can also use Epsom salt. So what you're going to need is, here's a picture. This is really easy. I like these recipes because some of them are a little bit more complicated and some of them are not complicated. This one is not complicated. So you just need some coconut oil, whatever your oil choice is. They're using geranium here, which is a flower that kind of has a rosy smell to it. And then you can see there that they have Himalayan sea salt. So listed out, you need 1 cup of organic virgin coconut oil, 1 cup of pink Himalayan sea salt, a fourth a cup of fractionated coconut oil, and again, you can use, 1 cup of organic virgin coconut oil, pink Himalayan sea salt, or Epsom salt, a fourth cup of fractionated coconut oil, and 15 drops of your favorite essential oil. So you're going to melt it all together, and then at the very end, you're going to add your essential oil and you're going to let it sit until the coconut solidifies, creating, which you're going to stir it every 15 minutes. And I don't have a final picture of that, but I did at the beginning. And this is another one that you can get creative. So if you know somebody that's struggling with anxiety, you can do some um, anti-anxiety oils, or there's all kinds of different things that you can do, which is really great. So this is something I love because I love little trinkets and things that are sitting around, and this just reminds me of my grandma. So gift 5 is a tribute to my grandma Nanny, and it's a solid perfume. So here's what you're going to need: little things to put it in. That is actually shea butter chips, I believe. Oh, sorry, it's beeswax. That's what that is, beeswax. Okay, so you're going to need 2 tablespoons of beeswax, so 2 tablespoons of fractionated coconut oil, and then 20 drops of your favorite essential oil. And of course, you can blend these. So you're going to add the beeswax and the fractionated coconut oil to a glass jar and then place it in a saucepan with 1 to 1.5 inches of boiling water. So again, this is the double boiler that we made in the recipe above. You're going to stir ingredients until it's combined. So you're going to use a popsicle stick again, like I've discussed, for easy cleanup. And once it melts, once melted, remove it from steam, let it sit for 3 minutes. Then you're going to add your essential oil and you're going to stir it. And so here's a picture of adding your oil. There's one of my very favorite oils. It's the Grounding Blend Balance. And then you're going to pour it into a container and pour the perfume into an empty locket or metal container for easy to use access. So here you go. I think this is such a great idea. I just think you get really adorable with this. So here's some perfume combo ideas. You could do peppermint, lavender, sandalwood. This scent is fresh, refreshing, clean, and has a hint of a musk to it with the sandalwood. You could use Citrus Bliss, fennel, and vetiver. This is a woody but sweet and citrusy. Cassia Cypress vetiver is very sweet and has also a little bit of spice to it. Or you could do basil, lavender, and ylang ylang. This will be kind of fresh and floral. So those are some ideas. You could do a whole one based on an emotion if you wanted. You know, you could do one based on self-love and do some of the oils that are around love and acceptance and moving forward. So there's all kinds of stuff. You can write a little note of why you picked this combo for the person, or you know, this oil reminds you of somebody. It's a really great idea for that as well. And then gift 6 is a clay mask, because this is everybody likes to take care of their face. So what you're going to need for this, there's a picture of it, is 2 teaspoons of bentonite clay. You can get this at a local health food store. Sometimes they'll even have it in bulk. You'll need 2 tablespoons of vinegar, 1 drop frankincense, 1 drop lavender, and 1 drop melaleuca. So all you're going to do is just combine these all together. And for whoever you're giving this gift to, you might want to give them some instructions. So you're just going to apply it and let it dry for 5 to 10 minutes. And again, those 3 oils above are kind of the classic skincare ones. So you could put Immortelle, which is a oil specifically for the face. You could put lemongrass. There's all kinds of things you could do with clay mask. So this is another one that is a really great idea. So I just wanted to give you some stocking stuffer I did as well. On the doTERRAblog.com, there's a do-it-yourself part section, and that's where I actually got all of these recipes. So you can go ahead and look on there. But they have lip balms, they've got sugar scrubs, they even have lip sugar scrubs. There's aromatherapy jewelry that you can make out of like terracotta clay and put necklaces and give somebody an oil that they can put oil on that necklace. There's also Christmas ornaments that you can make and do that way as well. You can make lotion bars. Me and a woman on my team, the wonderful Dolores, and I made these last Christmas and they were wonderful. You can also make dry shampoo, which is super easy, and I'm not even gonna lie to you, this is such a go-to for me. I am really busy, and sometimes it's just hard for me to jump in the shower in the morning, and so I'll just throw on some of my dry shampoo and run out the door. So it's a really great option. And again, single oils are a really great gift for people, especially when you personalize them. You know, why did you decide to give this essential oil to somebody, and what does it mean? Lavender is a really great gift. It's lavender. The emotional side of lavender is all about communication and finding your own voice. And so, you know, you could be like moving forward. This will give you courage in the new year to find your own voice and integrity or whatever. I'm just giving you ideas here. So that's that. So thank you so much for joining me. We have upcoming webinars after this at 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. We're going to be doing a business training on sharing oils and supporting a remote team. You can also find this on our YouTube channel. And then January 6th, we're doing a New You, New Year webinar. And this is basically, we're doing the doTERRA Health Challenge. It's a 30-day kind of cleanse, really. And then we're doing Whole30 as well. So there's more information on that one. January 17th, we're going to be doing another webinar on do-it-yourself New You, New Year motivation kit. So this will be things like blends to help you stay motivated, blends to help with sugar cravings. This year, we're really making this new year about health and happiness and motivation instead of all about weight loss, because you can definitely lose weight in a very unhealthy way. So we are going to make this about becoming the new you that you want to be, and that doesn't have to be about weight loss. That can be about anything. And then, so in the do-it-yourself New Year motivation kit, there will be, like I said, blends. We're gonna do like yoga mat sanitizer sprays, workout spray, sanitizer sprays, all kinds of things like that. So I'm really excited to join us for that do-it-yourself webinar. And then on January 17th, right after that webinar, we're going to be doing another business training. And just so everybody knows, on our team particularly, we always do one kind of like practical way to use the oil. So they're usually like a do-it-yourself kind of way. And then right after we do a business training for those who are interested in building the business of doTERRA, which is incredible and has changed my life in a million different ways. So right after January 17th, New You, New Year Motivation Kit webinar, we'll be doing a business webinar on teach and communicate and building your doTERRA business. So if you're interested in any of these, please visit our Nourishing Essentials Facebook page to find more details, and that link is right there. And if you're interested in trying oils for you or your family, please contact the person that sent you to this webinar, or you can email me at nourishingesential@gmail.com. And I just want to say again, happy holidays in 2014, and I look forward to sharing health and joy and so much more with you in 2015. Have a great day.